โอเคค่ะก็ต้อนรับเข้าสู่นะคะว่าช่วงดีไซน์วีคนะคะก็มีกิจกรรมเล็กน้อยที่ Entertainment Project ก็ร่วมกับ Bangkok Community Radio นะคะวันนี้ขอบคุณทุกคนมากที่สละเวลามาร่วมพบปะพูดคุยกันนะคะวันนี้เราอยู่กับชาโลนะคะที่จะมาทำเวิร์กช็อปเล็กๆนะคะ Production Music Production 101ฝากแนะนำตัวก่อน
ใช่ครับแล้วก็สวัสดีครับ Hi, I'm Chalo and I'm a producer and live performer based in Bangkok. Uh, yeah, so and for today,
อยากดังกว่านี้ไหม
จริงๆไม่ต้องมีไมค์ก็ได้นะ
มีก็ได้ยินชัดดีเนาะดีไหม Better with mic on Okay turn it on
Hello Hello Hello
เสียง
พอๆกัน
ทำไมเสียงเรามันดังกว่าอย่าง
หน้าเสียงพี่ดังกว่าเสียง
เสียงเราดัง
So all you guys speak Thai, right? Kind of understand Thai.
Yeah
Well,
that is one of the
you
problem
look
that
like you
shall we
definitely speak Thai. Okay, I guess we can just do some Thai.
Yeah we can do bilingual
Yeah,
like
bilingual.
some in Thai if we
Tinglish.
yeah we'll find a way right and there is any question we can do a Q&A after so first of all I would like you to introduce yourself first
Yes.
like what you doing
Yeah, so
for living
for living. Well, I also like my whole life now is actually involved around audios and music. My day job, I'm working as a mastering engineer and mostly do mastering for vinyls, things like that. And yeah, before I used to do some commercial works, everything audios related. And but then that's most probably just it's the day job is something, but I'm also very serious about music production and just going out and play live. It's quite an interesting career, and honestly, I'm still working on it. There are still a lot to be learned. Yeah, ครับ that's it. ได้
พูดเร็วๆภาษาไทยก็ได้
ได้ก็ปกติทำงานเป็นซาวด์เอนจิเนียร์นะครับต้องมองกล้องได้ไหม
มองคนละกันค่ะ
ได้ปกติก็เป็นซาวด์เอนจิเนียร์ครับแล้วทำมาสเตอริงเป็นหลักนะเป็นงานทำมาหากินแล้วก็ที่เล่นดนตรีทำเพลงเนี่ยก็ซีเรียสเหมือนกันก็เป็นอีกแคริเอร์หนึ่งครับ
ก็จากที่เรารู้จักโป้งมาเราเห็นว่ายูทำงานเป็นเบื้องหลังเนาะ music production so his work starting from being a sound engineer in the studio right
yeah studio engineer
so how did you get into electronic music
I mean in fact I started from music production well not particularly electronic music I started with music production first when I was studying abroad for some reason and I was at that time I was like a lost boy I didn't know what to do with life so like the easiest escape is to maybe just go abroad and study just find myself and then I just discovered that wow this life I just want to make music and just work on everything music related so during the study I came back to Bangkok for a year to find a place to be an intern in any kind of studio because I didn't have any academic music background so I started everything with thanks to YouTube thanks globalization thanks to the internet so kind of just start with YouTube and then just investing like in software and very basic studio monitors I think I actually have a picture of when I really start out and my studio now ให้ดูมีใช่ we don't have screen here forget about that let's say that my first studio is pretty basic just 2 speakers and a laptop and now along the way you always know what do you need in your studio more and more
another channel
What happened? Oh, okay. I think it's loud enough. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's it. From didn't know what to do, but I was just very lucky to have an opportunity to be an intern at actually the studio. Now that I'm working the day job now.
Okay, so basically it's ตาเสียงเราก็ดัง Okay, basically your passion, yeah, right, starting your passion about music, but you don't have background in like school, so everything is learning by yourself and YouTube.
Yeah, and YouTube, but that's the start, but the actual crucial learning process is actually when you actually doing the actual job with actual clients, and it doesn't even have to be about music. At first I was an engineer just doing final mix for commercials.
So you play any instruments?
Yeah, I used to play guitar since I was 12.
So you used to be in a band playing with your friends and those stuff?
Back in the days, yeah.
Okay, so my question is like was there any impression with electronic music that you started to feel like, okay, this is what I want to do, like this is the sound that I like?
Yeah, when I went to study abroad, the city I happened to be studying in was Berlin, and honestly I didn't quite know a lot about techno before, and then it's my first time in Berlin, and I really hate the city at first. It's like it's really grim, people are just like this. They're super rude, and then they call themselves honest. But anyway, I really learned to make peace with that, and there are actually lots of nice people. Most of one of my best friends is also German. And I think it's because of the city and the vibes in the cities, and also the night out. And I just go out with my friends. Of course, it's like I think even if you don't like it at first, you get what it is like, and then eventually, now I'm here, like really like techno music, house music.
So going to club, that's the first impression, right? Going out.
Yeah, that's the first impression. But the spark that really makes me want to produce electronic music was, there was a guy when I was an intern. He was also a DJ, and he just knows that I'm quite new to electronic music, so he just introduced me. I think it was Moderat.
Moderat, okay.
Moderat. Right. I listened to them, and all of a sudden it feels like, okay, I kind of get it, and then just really want to dig deeper into the electronic music world and really start learning and producing that.
Is there any DJ, like the first couple DJ that you like, or you went to the show and kind of impressed? Is anybody that you remember or recognize them?
I mean, the very first night, I didn't really remember the DJ, but I remember the club was called, I think the club was called Fisa Remisa in Berlin. I didn't know the DJ was really awesome, It's, the club was basically some kind of World War II bunker, as you know, in Berlin, and there was 2 rooms, and it's not something I know from here.
Okay, go back to your first period of starting production. On your own, like what did you have, gears, software, how do you start?
I started with Logic Pro, if you guys know the program. It's from Apple, and I mean it's a good production software. We call it DAW. That's where I start, and with a pair of speakers. That's it.
No gears.
Yeah, not really.
Okay. And
music was really shit when I started.
Okay, maybe you can tell us about the process, like you starting from Logic and what's next, like you starting buying gears. Yeah, tell us a story.
Yeah, it's when you just start doing something, and especially if it's something you just discover, oh fuck, I really like this, you just keep, was some kind of obsession, the whole day, 24/7. I was just thinking about music production and especially what gears do I want to get, because that's like the exciting bit. So I just, at some point, I moved from Logic to Ableton because it seems much more suitable for live performance in case I'm gonna do that. Because I actually really have a clear goal from the beginning that I want to play a live set. No.
That's really important too, because there are so many producers out there that are just making music, but they don't have any idea how they're gonna do it live. So for you, like when you start writing song, whatever, making track, you always imagine that how you're gonna do it live, right?
That's what I used to do until I discovered that if you have too many preconditions in your mind before you do any creative act, it's very more often than not, that just acts as the barriers to the flow, because you have, especially if right from the beginning, if you have like idea, oh, I'm gonna do this, then it's very often that you just close your mind to some other kind of possibilities. So now it's more like, just produce it first, I will figure out how to play it later. Improvising.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you can demonstrate your gears and we can talk through about what do you have here.
Yeah. Okay. So with all the gears now, it's pretty much the live setup I use because it's very compact. So it consists of 2 samplers. Yeah, it's samplers by Electrons. It's Electron, the Swedish brand.
มีขายนะเมืองไทย เพื่อนเราขายอยู่ you bought from them or you bought it from abroad?
I brought it from abroad.
That's fine.
I didn't know him at that time.
Yeah, I talked to him that he should do like a little workshop or like a pop-up, for people to come in and try the gears, because it's an expensive thing, so people need to know that they like it or like how the sound should be.
Yeah, the thing is,
so you bought this stuff.
Yes.
How you decided to I'm gonna buy this?
Lots of YouTube.
Lots of YouTube.
And
but you never tried.
Yeah, I never tried before.
Like physically.
But I tried something else before, like the Machine, and try to play with Ableton and other gears and whatnot. But then it seems like Electrons, they're just logical for me, and it really resonates. The workflow behind. And well, here is it's my live setup. I don't actually use this for produce music, but it can be. So these are Electron machines, and the 2 of them we call them samplers. Samplers, the machine where you can just put any sound in it. It doesn't have its own sound. For example. These are like loops.
They know what you're doing.
No, the thing is,
just roughly giving an idea.
So when I play, it's basically I'm like all this sounds. It's like lots of them I made in the studio, and I just put in the machines. And when I play out, I just bring it back and forth in live. And yeah, and these machines, you know, you can put pretty much everything, like from drum sounds, you know, you can put every kind of sounds. But in order to not really get lost and really know, okay, what's what, usually there has to be some very unsexy job of organizing everything and naming, you know, all that boring stuff. But it's really worth it. So at least I know, you know, but this one, if I'm gonna pull out like the main drums, I just do this. I know exactly where to do what. And on there are in total 8 channels for this. And I know exactly on the left side, it's all about drums and percussion. And on the right, it's like melodic and something else. And I use 2 of these. Let's say. This one is it's another samplers, but this one is not playing loops. This one is gonna be triggering independent sound, like the clap, the hi-hat, and I can jam and, you know, write pattern in real time.
These 2 machines is exactly the same.
It's exactly the same, but they are being set up differently. And actually, I'm using this one just for this kind of, you know, 909 drum sound. Because I don't have any other samplers for now. You know, if I have the smaller one, then I would be using it. And another reason that I use the exact same one, because so my mental capacity, you know, they don't run out fully. I know exactly, I can really go autopilot in this. I will try, close my eye and play. Yeah, not really, but you get the point, you know.
ก็ไม่รู้เข้าใจกันหรือเปล่าเนาะ เราก็ดูเราก็
and the question maybe and
okay, maybe you can go through like how you the process of how you creating the track, like you starting from the beat, the drums.
Yes.
And then how did you start it?
Well, it depends how I start the track. I think I'm pretty sure like most producers, including him. Hello. That's so my good friend. Also good producers, both of them. Yeah, when I start the track, I usually start jamming in 8-bar patterns or 16-bar patterns, like pretty much everybody does. But then, yeah, after you have like all the layers, all the loops, you know, you just have to spread them out, which I do, you know, just listen from the start. And yeah, how the beginning should be, and then what comes next. You know, some people might be able to just copy all the blocks of jamming, just maybe copy them and just paste them in 5 or 6 minutes, and they just subtract like elements to create progression and variation. What I do now is that I'm not very as organized as that in my head somehow. So if I make the track, I just have to do really quick jam and then just arrange at the same time. Is it clear somehow? Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you kind of arranging ไปเลย rather than like copy.
Arranging and apart from sound design, arranging and mixing and just putting effects, you know, whatever comes to mind, I just have to do it now, because there's always time when I think that, yeah, I'm gonna do this later. Even if you write it down, you know, and then you do that maybe 2 hours later, your vibe's not the same, you know, you don't feel the same with that sound. So if you don't feel the same, then what you do is probably shit. If you not really into that. So if I can think of anything, I just fucking do it.
Okay, maybe you can do a little jamming with yourself, like maybe you can demonstrate like
That's right. Can
How you start from your gears right now?
Here.
Oh, still?
Which one? Which? อันที่สอง Okay. Is it good?
Okay.
ดีแล้วใช่ไหม Okay. Sometimes I start with the drums first, but I mean here pretty much it's all loops. So let's see what I can do. You know, when in doubt, just start with the drums, I don't know. And then pretty much in the music production session, you just keep things running like this, right? And then you just add more patterns. Say, classic hi-hat. And then you have like the basic beat, you know, what I do is I will try to find the riff that I like to call it.
อาจจะดังไป
Yeah, man. Yeah, I just try to do the riff that is repetitive enough, but not too repetitive and not too I don't know, but not too funky. That really catches the attention and has some hypnotic quality.
Like what?
I can't promise now because it's pretty much spontaneous.
Or maybe the sound that you think could be a good example, like.
where just I don't know, just manipulate the sounds and just like. Now I have another sound, like morphed from that samples.
Okay, thank you.
I was actually just jamming that.
So that was all improvising.
That was a bit sluggish though. Still a bit slow in my head.
All right. Oh, okay.
I was actually trying to demonstrate how to start a track, but then just ended up changing tracks, and that was actually how I play a live performance actually. Just jamming. But when making track, it's something similar to that. But with computers, you just have much more options, like more tracks than this. And here it's pretty much limited to 7, but then it's actually more than enough for live.
8 channel
7
7
มันมี8แต่ว่า8เป็น master channel.
Okay, 7 channels
7
to
channels.
create
Yeah.
an hour set.
Yeah, I mean, actually 8 channels, but this one is not very, well, they are more separate entity. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so as you are a solo producer, have you ever think that you could play with members to create, to have a bigger setup, or you always think that as yourself playing live?
I mean, I'm always open to do a jam, I don't have fixed mindset of I'm gonna be solo producers or not, whatever comes, whatever happens, why not? If it feels right, then I would just go for it.
Yeah, I think
like lots of artists.
You need to have a lot of confidence to be self-contained, like putting all sound by your own, and obviously like you were really busy, like.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, but that was fun, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, it has to be fun, and like I'm not sure, maybe that was before session. Before I have this setup, everything used to be all the patterns are written and the structures are pretty much fixed. Like I'm gonna start from this and go to this, and this. But then it's almost always very stressful, and there was one gig, like quite a big one for me, where I prepared a set with the track at that time. It was some kind of breakbeat with complex bass line. And the venue I play, I didn't know before. I'm gonna play it like in a warehouse where it's very roomy and reverby. So my track ended up sounding pretty shit. The first track, like bass is just like, well, I don't know. He was there. You can tell. So now, I think it's better to, and it was not fun at all. No, it's just stress. It's just stress. Just I don't want to fuck up. I don't want to fuck up. And in turns, sometimes it just grow to be too mean to yourself. So I just scrap all that and try to unlearn everything and start over with all the improvisation setup and just do just do anything that I feel I have fun, at least.
So talk about like your very first performance until now. Like how is your progression from that? Like the gears that you used to put on stage and what you have now.
I would say it's going into minimalistic fashion. Like the gears,
Simple เนาะแบบ simple
yeah,
ขึ้น
more simple and less. Especially with this octatrack, if I think it's a marvelous machine. Just one machine, you just name it. It can be your drum machines. It can be like a performance mixer. It can be like separate sampler like this. It can be everything. So, but that also means that it will occupy lots of your mental space during performance, which is a very important thing. And my previous setup, I have this, I have another drum machines, I have the synth, I have this and that, and then when I play, then I ended up can only use like maybe 40% of all the gears, because obviously maybe if I've been doing this for 20 years already, it might be different stories, but then I'm not as that good with lots of gears. So minimizing gears and just focus on much less things, it seems much more logical and just more fun.
How many shows you have done live performance so far? You remember?
I didn't count, but it's
10 ถึงไหม
น่าจะประมาณ it's not like somewhere like 10, 15.
Yeah, I just imagine that it would not, we haven't got like much space for this kind of music, like for you to play live. So another round for you to practice on stage will be like maybe another 3 months, you know, like
tonight.
And and tonight, yeah.
I mean, tonight I'm playing at 9, just over there. If you guys have some time, just check it out. Also, Frank, where's Frank? Okay, Frank's over there. He's also DJing at 8.
Yeah, ก็ไปดูต่อได้วันนี้มีชาโลเล่นนะคะ
Yeah.
So anything you learn from life as a like any big mistake that you have done, like how you cover that stuff on stage, like
Ooh, talk about mistakes. Yeah, a lot. I have much more mistakes than all my gigs count, and probably every show's there will be mistake. Well, my second performance, it was on Gotma, which was Fly to the Moon Festival. There was time where I think I was trying to do some kind of drop, just built up with some delays, and when it should be dropping, it's silent. And something's gone wrong. Not gone wrong with the gears, but it was actually me. I just forget to do or turn on something in there. And I was trying to figure out that for at least a minute, right? Like a minute or two. But I was really lucky because, all the crowds over there, they think I'm just fucking with them. But I'm not, inside I was fucking shaking. I was really sweating, I don't know what to do apart from just, fuck it. Why is it happening now? But eventually I just find that, okay, it's just one, I think, like, it's a complex machine and you can assign many things. And one of the presets here that I assign is to cut out all the drums for the sake of easier, just come back to the drum. It's like, bam! I forgot because I was very excited. And then once I brought that back, it was very lucky, the crowd think I was just messing around, and then, they were just very happy. I was too.
You always record your set because it's a lot of improvisation when you do live, right? And you always record your set and then go back to the studio and try to copy the best moment or like anything you've done.
I mean, not always. The ones for recording are actually promoters and organizing. But I definitely should do that more with this. The problem is before, because like I told you, I used to have a very structured set. So it means there's going to be lots of work before I have a new set. and recording regularly is not really possible with. So I'm not going to record all the same tracks over again monthly. Yeah, but for now it's I'm pretty sure every time I play it's gonna be the same, even though I want it to be the same. It's never gonna.
อ๋อเหรอเล่นคล้ายๆกันตลอดเลยเหรอ
แบบตอนเนี้ยแบบเล่นยังไงก็จะไม่เหมือนเดิม
อ๋อไม่เหมือนใช่
It's never gonna be
Oh,
the
yeah.
same every time, even if I want it to be the same or not.
So like those because you have released some track right how many so far
How many so far? I've had like 2 EPs and I think some remixes, and I think much more lining up this year.
อืม
Produced so far like 10 tracks already in January.
โอเค
Yeah.
โอเคคำถามต่อไป Actually I want you to แบบ maybe go through one of your track
Butterfly track.
like one of your track that like I mean like because like tonight is
Yeah.
any of your track that's gonna be performed that you're gonna perform tonight
Yeah, I mean the thing, there's no track list. It's pretty much
yeah it's always improvising right
like this.
okay fine because you did a lot of like demonstration already okay okay
I mean, I was thinking about, I brought my laptop to bring the session, but I think it's going to be really boring if I go through all the, here's how I mix this, and here comes this.
okay
It's too slow.
maybe you can tell us like if they would like to start music production what would be the basic thing to start or what would you be your advice yeah
Just start right away. Don't wait. I mean,
like
that's the
any
thing,
program software gears
right? I mean, anything. You just need to start.
if they don't have budget like what would be best
I'm not going to say crap because that's not very moral. But
but
I guess the idea is already implanted in your head somehow, right? But no, please don't do crack. It's crack's not good for you. Both the software and other thing. ถ้าไม่มีบัดเจ็ตก็ I mean there's Ableton Live Lite. I think that should be a very good starting point. How many tracks? I'm not sure. How many tracks? Ableton Live Lite? Like 8? Yeah.
you can buy it later
Yeah, all that, you just get a crack first and then you buy it later when you can. And I mean, honestly, if you happen to get sued, then it's actually a good thing. You probably have some money to pay by then if they decide to sue you. If you make it, yeah. That's actually a good sign if you make it. Or, someone says that. I've met, when we're talking about music, they just get worried too much about, I'm going to sample this, but I'm afraid I'm going to be sued. What about copyright? I just say that you just fucking do it. And if they sue you, it's good. Of course, then you're already big.
Okay yeah I would like to talk about like analog and digital นิดนึงแบบ you learn anything that from analog like instruments and now you becoming I don't know like is that 100% all digital or do you have any analog instruments fill in your production
Yeah, I do have like some analog synth and quite some analog gears at the studio. But then at the end of the day, I don't think it's that important. I've like last years I've bought lots of analog gears like the new one. Always looking Facebook marketplace, who's selling what. Oh, this effects pedal is so interesting. I'm gonna be using it a lot, and 80% of them just ended up being on my shelf for a year before I decided, I'll just pick it up and properly learn it. So now I would say it doesn't really matter, you just have a laptop, you have your way, you just have to find your way of finishing your music and that's it.
Okay good โอเคค่ะก็อะไรต่อดีตอนนี้มีเหลือ don't have much time left so maybe it's a good time for you.
Yeah.
If anybody has questions.
Or if someone wants to play around with this, feel free. Just
Oh
come.
yeah, just come over and
Yeah, just come over.
try the gears.
Don't be shy.
หรือใครอยากถามอะไรก่อนไหมภาษาไทยอะไรได้หมดเลยค่ะ
Or any question. Yes.
Are you planning to play any of your tracks in Berlin again?
Well, if there's time for that, I'm not gonna say no. Of course, yeah. Hello, what's your name, sir?
So when you choose your samples, is there anything that you think about what sample you choose, or is there like quality, or do you just pick samples from songs? Where do you get your samples?
Well, first of all, I have to like the samples, right? And then the quality comes second now. If it sounds good, then yeah, it's probably gonna make it here. And so far, I've learned that. Well, you can plan to some extent with choosing samples and put it in your machines, But most cases, when you listen to the samples from computer differently from when it's actually in the machine, when it's very near to the implication. So now I just choose sample. I just have a preview, and the first impression is good. I seem to like it. Then let's just put it there first. Use it or not, I don't know. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
When it comes to music production, do you have a method on, let's say you're jamming on something?
Yeah.
And at first you like the loop, but then you start fucking with it too much, and then you don't like it. Do you have any tips or tricks of backtracking to the original loop?
Yeah, when that happens, you just subtract one of the elements and see what is actually the essential core of that thing. I read this from Rick Rubin's book, so it's not my original idea, but I paraphrase here. And I think, I think.
Easier in the box, but when it comes to here, I'm curious how you do that.
Yeah. But I think this thing, just have to talk about another friend. He's not here, but Dot is also another good Thai producer. I think he's really good with stripping down to the essentials. And I actually have learned a lot from him, directly or indirectly, about how to you just don't think too much about the production. You just keep it going. And I think each person have their own way, because we all have, say, different pathway in our mindset, and we just have to deal with ourselves. Like me, for example, I just, the way I work on not to stuck in the 8-bar loops is to just go to the arrangement page and just build the track from scratch, and not, staying too much in the layering thing. I just start with 0 and then just build up as it goes. And if there's some sounds come in the head during arrangement, then I just put that in. And by the end of the day, at least, you have the track that is somewhat roughly arranged, and you have something to listen to at the end of the day. Thanks to Frank for that. Yes.
So if you speak into the mic.
Oh man, yeah, I can pass this one. You need to
Speak louder.
Am I too quiet?
Hello.
Sure. Hello.
So,
Oh, mate,
Um,
your voice is so deep.
hello.
Hello.
So when you choose a sample,
Yes.
do you start big sample and then work down to like 1 bar? So maybe you do like 16 bar loop sample, then 8, then do you like layer it like that or no?
What? I'm sorry. What?
So,
do you
so
mean?
you can choose, if you sample something, right?
Yeah.
So you can say 8 bar.
Yeah.
Do you start with that first and then get the basis of a track and then bring it down to like 4 bar, 1 bar, and add elements to it like that?
Yeah. Sometimes it's like that.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
If it's usable. Yeah.
Or do you prefer just to use like 4 bar and 1 bar? And
Well,
build
not
up?
longer than 16 bars. because yeah, and sometimes when if not samples, when I do the sometimes I call it like brainstorming, brainstorm jam, because it's at the beginning of the creative process. You pretty much just everything is open and you can do pretty much everything. And yeah, there will be times where if I have a synth riff, no, yeah, let's say like this, and then it's things like this, and then it gets too long with variation. You can always have, tweak something and have lots of variation when you're recording, right? And when I do that more than 16 bars, sometimes it's just turn out to be pain in the ass later when you want to properly arrange, because it's just too long, and then your focus range it's just done, and you just ended up just using like the first 4 bars anyway.
So your advice is to simplify it.
Yeah,
Make it simple. Yeah. Okay.
make it simple.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. More question? Yes.
ครับเป็นภาษาไทยนะ
ได้ครับ
ก็คือแบบในเครื่องอันนั้นก็คือมีแซมเปิลที่พี่ทำเองเต็มไปหมดเลยใช่ไหม
ใช่ครับ
ครับแล้วก็แปลว่าแบบว่าก่อนจะโชว์ก็คือพี่แบบทำไว้เรียบร้อยในเอลเบอร์ตันแล้ว
ใช่ ก็ไอแซมเปิลหลายอันเอาจริงมันก็มาจากเพลงที่ทำไม่เสร็จเมื่อก่อน from unfinished. Lots of samples are from unfinished track. It's the way to recycle.
แล้วเวลาสมมติว่าพี่มีโชว์
ครับ
โชว์ใหม่เนี่ยแบบว่าพี่ทำแซมเปิลใหม่ทุกครั้งเลยไหมเพื่อเอาไปโชว์
ตอนนี้ไม่ละ Before, yes, I พอเมื่อก่อนเราทำเป็นแบบเหมือนเราจะเตรียมแพทเทิร์นไว้หมดแล้วว่าเพลงที่1เป็นไงเพลงที่1เพลงที่2เพลงที่3แล้วก็เปลี่ยนโอเคมันก็เวลาเปลี่ยนเพลงเพลงมันเป็นเพลงแน่แต่สุดท้ายแล้วมันไม่สนุกตอนนี้ที่เราเล่นก็คือเริ่มมาเนี่ยดูเราก็เริ่มแบบศูนย์อย่างนี้เลยแล้วก็อะไรอย่างเงี้ยแล้วทีนี้พอมันเริ่มศูนย์นะครับเราเล่นทุกครั้งมันจะไม่มีทางเหมือนเดิมแล้วเราก็จะแบบทุกครั้งที่เราเล่นเราก็จะเจออะไรใหม่ๆตลอดว่าเฮ้ยใช่มั้งทำอย่างนี้ได้เนอะหรือเสียงเซนเสียงกลองอะไรอย่างเงี้ยมุดเสียงกลองเงี้ยเราทำให้มันเป็นเบรกบีทก็ได้ไม่ต้องเป็นอย่างเงี้ยdoesn't have to be just like this, when you have no pattern and คือถ้าเกิดเราไม่ได้คิดอะไรก่อนหรือว่ากำหนดฟิกซ์อะไรไว้ก่อนมันจะทำให้เกิดอะไรที่ไม่เหมือนเดิมได้ตลอดแต่เราก็ยังมีอะไรให้ค้นหามันเยอะอยู่นะจากเครื่องที่มันน้อยลงแค่นั้นก็ยังไม่ได้แบบโอ้เก่งแบบคล่องอะไรขนาดนั้นยังต้องเรียนรู้มันเยอะอยู่เหมือนกันแต่มันสนุกกว่าแน่ๆ
ขอบคุณครับ
ครับใครอีกไหมครับ Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I don't like using the microphone. Okay. Hello. Me again. So, going off your number plate and your Instagram, Chalo 909.
Yes.
Is 909 your favorite drum kit, or do you also use
Yeah.
other drum kits?
Yeah.
Only 909, or do you?
I mean, I pretty much like most drum machines, apart from some really shitty.
Okay.
909, doesn't it sound techno? 909 or house?
I like 909.
Actually, that's a good question because I think drum machine kind of set the tone of what you are. Like I'm in the band too. I think drum sound is really important. So, how many drum kit that you use? just 909, or you think you stick into like just 3 of these, or
I mean, actually all sorts of drums, but yeah, and for the 909 I have this, you know, the dedicated samplers for 909 sound, because it sounds like the most house. But yeah, I'm open for other drum machines. I also use the Electron analog rhythm, which is different drum machines, and also the MFB Tanzbär, like the classic Berlin-made drum machines. That sounds a bit like 808.
No. I think I'll go. No, just going to say thank you very much.
Thank
and
you too.
Thanks for coming down. Yeah.
I have one more question.
You got one more. You
Yes.
on the microphone?
Yeah, I have one more here. As you have been playing live for quite some time กี่ปีนะสัก3ได้ไหม so yeah, from that have you found any like signature of your set, or like sound, anything that you feel like this is what I like, or this is เหมือนเป็นสิ่งที่เรารู้สึกว่า create มันขึ้นมา
Yeah, absolutely. There's always some signature thing, and it's not my intention. Usually, when I make mistakes, you know.
oh really
Yeah, like lots of, I guess, at least you know from
the biggest drop
yeah, the biggest drop to some train wrecking drums, and then just snap back to, like all of them. I don't really intend that. I thought, yeah, I fuck it up again. But then, like playing live set, it's like sometimes it's like life, you know. You have life is never smooth. You know, you always have problems, and you always have issues with anything. And live set is exactly like that. You know, if everything is go as planned, then it's, I don't know, I think it's going to be a bit boring, although I really want that. But usually when something memorable happens, when there's something wrong with it, and then you get back, and you fix that, then that's the cool thing.
How about, because you said that your signature came from your mistake, or maybe like something that created from live, like accidentally. So was there anything that you already planned to have, like this sound that you create? Like, is there anything that it's like your best practice in terms of sound that you put on your life and your production?
Well, I make sure that they, at least you know, translate well on a proper system.
Oh yeah.
At least that's. I don't know if it's signature sound or not, but I also work as a mastering engineer, right? And yeah, I'm very lucky to know lots of things about tonal balance, like by heart. So I think that's the only thing that I really make sure that it must not sound shit, and it must not hurt your ears or sound too thin. You know, I always like to have my set sounds really full range and a big system.
ก็อย่างเราเคยได้ยินแบบบางคนก็จะแบบ there was some producer that they really focus on drums and they tuning everything, like tuning all of a drum kits, like to match the instruments, and or maybe tune the drum kit into like melody or something that you can feel the notes. Just in your case, is there any technique or anything that you feel like เนี่ยของเราแบบit's your thing?
I mean, not really, because I think all the techniques and everything that I try to do in the set, you know, eventually it's inspired from my favorite performers. You know. There are lots of cool things like the timing. If I'm not sure you guys know Stimming, this live performer. You know, he tends to have the like this granular drop, granular break kind of loopy thing, and I do that a lot too, and I have to admit, because I've really listened to lots of his set when I really started out, and even I forgot, it's from him, which I recently discovered not long ago. Wow, okay, yeah, definitely from him. Like I do this. So I cannot say that everything is my signature sound. It's just a blend of things. Or the delay like this. I like to do the really short delay time, This is actually from Richie Horton. He does that a lot. So it's not mine. But, so yeah, I'm not gonna take anything. It's
Okay ค่ะ Is there any other question or ไม่มีแล้วเนาะ Okay cool we good Thank you so much Chalo โป้งนะคะขอบคุณโป้งมากวันนี้ วันนี้โป้งเล่น3 ทุ่มเหรอ3 ทุ่มนะคะวันนี้ก็ถ้าใครยังอยู่แถวนี้ก็ไปดูสดๆได้ค่ะ3 ทุ่มวันนี้ขอบคุณทุกคนมากก็ enjoy design week นะคะดื่มน้ำเข้าห้องน้ำได้ค่ะวันนี้เดี๋ยวเรามีกิจกรรมเพิ่มเติมวันเสาร์กับอาทิตย์ที่เป็นเวิร์กช็อปนะคะวันเสาร์มี on Saturday we're gonna have like round table with underground people like promoter artists and a couple people like coming together to have a little talk and on Sunday we're going to have P Mangon DJ Dragon to do a little mini masterclass on vinyl DJ so yeah come over if you guys are free วันเสาร์Frank on Sunday what time 2 p.m. and one เสาร์ what will be best time yeah okay for Saturday will be on 5 p.m. and on Sunday will be from 2 p.m. Thank you thanks for coming have a good day
Yeah, just if you want, you can just please feel free to play. Yeah, sure.
What do you usually do for mastering on live performance? I mean, when you do tracks,
Yeah.